What's up? Hello everyone and welcome back to Cruel and Unusual Storytime. I am your host, Simon Dexter. I know, you did not expect me to be this handsome. Fuck you. I'm sure you're wondering why it's taken me so long to get to this next part of Happy Appy. Well, to punctuate it simply, real life sucks. And has left me exhausted and unable to do my YouTube-ly duties. But that was never going to stop me. So, I'm ready to get back in the fold, even if it is Happy Appy. And also, you can plainly see I am now up close and personal with you. I hope to keep this to be a regular thing, so I hope this doesn't freak you out too much. This will also be replacing the picture jokes, because you got old a century ago. Lay off, at least I'm trying here. Now, before we start, I don't know what happened to the version of Happy Appy I was reading. It's gone. Just poofed. I don't know. But I did find the true version, as it were, and I found basically where I was. The dates seem a bit off. Looks like he changed and tweaked some things, because it starts with the 24th of July or something like that. But I don't know. So it'll be a little different, but it's going to be the exact same story no matter what I do. Just a little confusing now that I have to start from kind of a different place. But it should be okay. So, what do you say? Let's try out this new system and get into part 3 of Happy Appy.
July 24th, 2011. I got another episode today. One of my blog followers who has a job in a daycare center in Seattle mailed me a VHS tape.
I know this is the true version, not the original version, but have we not already established at some point that there were only 10 episodes, it got cancelled, and that was it? It's not enough to make a VHS tape. I guess she could have recorded the 10 episodes that already exist, but how did she get this new one?
Great start already. Anyway, the tape had a white label that said, written with a blue Sharpie, Happy Appy is the hospital doctor. He found the tape because a kid brought it in with him for whatever reason and started crying when he saw the contents. And why did he have it? The tape began with a few minutes of static and then played the famous intro but it had new lyrics that didn't match the tune too well. Happy Appy, help those kids. Happy App, Happy App, Happy Appy, Happy App, Happy Appy, Appy. I guess it's kind of off, yeah, a little bit. It went to a POV, or point of view, for those of you at home. Shot of Happy Appy running through a hospital for 2.5 minutes with the choir singing Amazing Grace. At least he got away from They're Coming to Take Me Away. Since I knew what Amazing Grace was about because of choir experience.
Who doesn't know?
I was prepared for anything related to death.
Well, it could have nothing to do with Amazing Grace and the fact that you're watching Happy Appy.
It cuts to Happy Appy on his metal stick doing his death smile for a long time. Like the 2 other times, he watched over any living thing near the TV with his uncanny, soulless, baby blue eyes. Pretty. The death smile made his glare worse, giving an immense feeling of threat to anyone watching. After the Amazing Grace choir ended, ambient noises starting playing.
Starting playing. Beautimus.
Why in God's name did I come back to this? Okay. It kept growing louder and louder, and barely slowly zoomed in on Happy. Finally, after 10 minutes of watching a clay apple staring you down with loud ambience, being bored out of your fucking mind because nothing is happening. I gotta stop getting mad. I keep losing my spot. Loud ambience. He says, "Hey kids, let's go find some children to help." Just like we do in every other show. Just like every children's show is this repetitive. He runs up to somebody holding some body bags holding bodies. Yes, the body bags do indeed hold bodies. Well, a nurse is zipping one up. Happy walks up to the nurse and says, "Hello, Mrs. Nurse. Can I help these people?" The nurse says, "Happy, they're dead. They won't come back."
And neither will that ex you're currently thinking about.
I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm lost. There I am. Right before the credits, Happy Appy turns to the camera with another death smile and says something that could be more disturbing than the natural scene and the staring scenes. It made me cringe. Remember, kids, you will all die one day, and I won't be there to help you. July 28th, 2011. A week ago, Jim told me that a fire had recently ravaged the studio that had filmed Happy Appy. Didn't Jim die? I guess that was probably the original continuity. It wasn't until the 25th I visited the ruins of the studio if I could find anything that could help me investigate Happy Appy. After traveling on the I-15 for 20 or so hours, I had reached the studio. It was completely abandoned, but what was very strange was that no one was there to demolish it. After grabbing a flashlight and turning it on, I proceeded to sneak inside. We have, confirmed this fellow is rather bright. On opposite day. When I got into what remained of the lobby, I saw two rooms that weren't overly burnt or crushed by debris. A sound set and a storage room. The storage room had a lock on it, so I went into the sound set first, It was massive, around the size of half a football field. Despite the sound set being large, the only thing there was some of the remains in the green screen stages and a burnt studio camera. For some reason, parts of the remaining cloth of the stages had what looked like bloodstains on it. While I was walking through the sound set, I heard male laughter and the movement of a lanky figure near the back. Oh, it must be our favorite hip-hop demon Forensic. I got the hell out of the sound set and blocked the door with the burnt desk. After that close encounter, I went over to the storage room and broke the rust lock off the door. After I had opened the door, the room turned out to be just a vault of props that were used in the show. There was a mostly intact shelf to the right of the room, which held some reels of tape. After stealing them, of course, I found a safe which had been partially melted into the floor. After some force, I managed to rip it off the floorboards and haul it to the car. We're not going to question how he did that all by himself. After going into the storage room a third time, I heard what sounded like wood burning, so I checked the sound set to see what was going on. The entire back wall had been set ablaze by some vandal. Go figure. I quickly checked the storage room for any more artifacts, which it didn't have, and ran out of the building before the entirety of it started to burn up. Not a smart fellow. I seriously wonder who the hell had done all this. If Forensic... Oh, I think he added a K for this version. How hip to the jive, yo. Is Forensic so dedicated to kill me that he would set an entire TV studio on the fire to do so? Was it even him at all? Find out next episode. But really, we're still going. August 1st, 2011. After dealing with some personal things, I got around to breaking the lock of the safe, somehow. The contents were one thing, and that was Happy Appy's puppet doing the death smile. Oh my. Even though I really don't want to own him, I'll keep the puppet in case it helps me find more about the show's history somehow. The tapes weren't anything special. There was Happy Appy's earlier episodes in higher quality than the DVDs. That beats nothing, bro. August 2nd, 2011. On closer examination, though the Happy Appy puppet has a few anomalies. Were you trying to spell abnormalities, friend? Anomalies. I'm a fucking idiot, as we've all come to know and love. First off, the right hand was quite obviously reattached, which could suggest that someone accidentally ripped Happy's hand while trying to get him to hold something. One of his eyes was a darker blue than the baby blue his eyes normally were, and his leaf was broken off halfway. There was some writing on the back of the puppet's head, but some of it had been smudged.
Property of the LONS owned by ... Do I win?
It also turns out that the tapes were, like the Happy Appy puppet, different from what I had thought. For Happy's vacation and Hurt Happy, the scenes with missing frames and had those frames back in. However, what was more interesting was that the HOPE poster that was in Happy's van was missing from the tapes. I guess that these tapes were actually in work print quality and not the finished product. If that's so, it doesn't explain why the tapes that held Happy Goes to School had the beginning of the towers on it. I can only guess that the towers were originally a normal episode in production, but some asshole edited it and ended up canceling the series. My god, that's the smartest thing he said all day. August 4th, 2011. I was getting the mail at night. I managed to find Forensic looking at me from the garage. This time, however, I finally took a picture of him. Even though it's incredibly blurry, because it's fake, at least I have a photo of what he looks like. The odd thing is that unlike regular times where Forensic had Happy's death smile on his mask, he had a frown on his mask. Is it been confirmed a mask now? It was just his face when I last read it. I wonder why he was frowning. Why he wore a frowning mask this time. Until I smashed and burned the Happy Appy puppet. Because I think it's powering Forensic, as in, did you just, or did you before me missed it? I don't know. I could be wrong, though, which is probably true. I kept the tapes, though, as they were good enough to keep. August 15th, 2011. I apologize for not updating this blog lately.
You were gone.
I really haven't had much to say, but recently I have been crept out. Is crept proper? I think it's creeped. But what do I know? I thought I destroyed the Happy Appy puppet 3 days ago, but when I went into the kitchen to make a snack, I saw it lying on the counter, surprise, surprise, without any damage done to it. Well, it's Tails doll all over again. Also, I have had many nightmares about Happy or Forensic. The most vivid one, based off the towers, occurred to me last night. Or tonight. Whatever he was trying to say there, because I can't figure it out. I saw a completed Freedom Tower being hit, almost ironically. Says the man who knows the definition of irony. Oh, ironically by a larger airliner. I wouldn't call that irony either. Onlookers were either running away, crying, or praying to God. I remember that I was one of the onlookers, unable to move an inch. Right next to me was a ripe apple tree, of course, which, oddly, hadn't been knocked over by debris. On the pavement there was an apple that had presumably broken off the tree. I picked it up, and almost got it to take a bite out of it. However, I noticed that Forensic was watching me from a nearby bush. As I bit the apple, it suddenly grew a mouth and began screaming loudly. Horrified, I threw the apple to the pavement, which injured it more. As soon as the apple hit the ground, Forensic disappeared from the bush. As the scream from the apple grew louder, the fires of the Freedom Tower kept flaming on until the thing collapsed, sending a cloud of debris toward onlookers. Right before I was hit, I jumped out of bed, screaming in horror. I don't know why, but it seems like Forensic and Happy are the only things I can think about anymore. I wonder why. God, I hate this story. Thanks to them, I think I'm going insane. First off, I can't see fruits without thinking about Happy Appy in any way.
Seriously.
Thankfully, though, I don't think about Happy Appy when I see a vegetable. Unless I find an episode involving a vegetable clay puppet.
Is he fucking kidding us with this shit?
Secondly, I fear tall and skinny, and especially both, people a lot more than I used to. Mainly because of Forensic and how he's very tall and skinny. And when I see a playground, I imagine Happy Appy in that one dark, plant-filled, abandoned corner of the playground, doing a death smile looking like he's ready to murder every child. I really regret researching the show. Then stop. I learned more about the Fright House Screamers, but it's not as related to Happy as I thought it would be. It's a separate show. What did you expect? August 16th, 2011. Today I went to look for Happy Appy on the TV. Even though it sounds idiotic. Right on the nail, bud, it does sound idiotic. To look for a show on the channel it was banned from. It was cancelled in general. It doesn't mean it's banned from one channel. It means it's banned from airing. I mean, it's banned, period. Not just, you know what I mean. It's worth a shot. I woke myself up when Nick Jr. started and watched the shows for Appy. It went well playing Dora the Explorer and Yo Gabba Gabba. When a bumper aired, a woman's voice said, "Now I have something special to show you. Please welcome for the first time in a decade, Happy Appy." Well, isn't that just a coinky-dink from hell? I was excited, for that would most likely see a new episode. Unfortunately, it was a school episode again. Even though I was disappointed, I was still elated from seeing an episode of Happy Appy air. Why? You just said you regretted it like 10 seconds ago. This guy is a fucking idiot. Have I covered this? Where was I? Oh yes. At that point I had a major question. Why did the episode air? Deus Ex Machina, my friend. Did a new employee mistakenly air the episode without knowing the history of Happy Appy, or did someone else deliberately air them? If someone did air them deliberately, why did they? And did they know they're going to lose their job because they're not supposed to air that show anymore? Was it Retro Day at Nick Jr. and they allowed showing of Happy Appy for just this once? No, it's not allowed anymore because it shows violence. Or did someone know about my research blog and to help they aired the episode? How are they helping you if they're airing an episode you've already seen? The second post. Hey, I've got 2 things to tell you. First, I'll try to make at least 1 post every day, all the way until when I quit researching Happy Appy. Second, I'm going to keep track of the episodes. There's going to be some boring days if you can give us weeks without anything. Here are my guesses for the episode list. Anything with parentheses describes the episodes better. Okay, 1. Happy's Vacation. 2. Hurt Happy. 3. Monkey Bar Mishap. 4. Happy Goes to School, the one with the stupid math song. I added the stupid, it was necessary. Nate Needs Help is 5. 6. Never Run with Knives. 7. Happy Fixes Kids. 8. Happy Fixes Kids Part 2, possibly. 9. Happy Fixes Kids Part 3. I don't remember any of these episodes. It must just be something I missed in this real version or something. 10. The Towers. 11. Happy the Doctor, the one with the green fluid needle, the crashed plane, and Happy's skin peeling off. You know, the stupid one. 12. Question mark, question mark, question mark. 13. Happy's Trick. And 14. The Happy Appy movie parts 1 and 2, i.e. the worst movie ever filmed. I know there's only 15 episodes mentioned here, but I haven't discovered the other 9 yet when I publish this post.
What the fuck does that mean? Is he foreshadowing? Is he talking about shit I don't know because I read the wrong version? What the fuck is he talking about?
We've got time for one more. August 18th, 2011. I was on YouTube and I came across a Happy Appy video. It was named The Happy Dance, and was a promo that aired on Noggin. In it, it showed Happy moving around like he was breakdancing. Oh, this is going to be fucking splendid. The music was slightly distorted, but it had someone making and failing at beatbox noises. Okay, thank you, sorry. Accompanying was some lyrics on how to do the happy dance. Oh, do I read it? Nah, it's for the viewers. Do the happy dance. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. Jump to the left. Jump to the left. Now jump to the right, oh god. Jump to the right, oh shit. Jump to the right, make it stop. Jump to the right, now get down and scoot to your left. Is this really going on? Scoot to your left. Scoot to your left. Scoot to your left. Now scoot to your right. Oh my god, make it stop. Scoot to your right. Scoot to your right. Scoot to your right. Do the happy dance. After that, I'd watch Happy Appy every Monday at 8 a.m. And it ended. I know it isn't a new episode, but it's a cute thing I saw.
If by cute you mean horrendously annoying, and if I had to actually hear the real song, I'd probably shoot myself. Anyway, guys, I think I like the new system. It seems to work rather well. I'm done editing, and I can post it right away. This might actually save a lot of time, make it so I don't disappear for 2 months again. God willing. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank Unlucky Karma for my new thumbnail for my video. It's highly appreciated, thanks. And if you guys are ever interested in drawing stuff for me, you can. I'm not afraid of presents. Before I forget, because I keep forgetting, the best way to follow me, make sure I'm not dead, other than on YouTube or Google+, I do have also a Facebook and now a Tumblr, which is brand new. You can find the links to those in the description below. And on the Tumblr you can ask me questions. I've got an ask box up. I post personal, not totally personal things, but mostly personal interest stuff. Yes, a little horror, but mostly nerdy stuff. I think you'd like it. And as for Facebook, I don't check it very often. That's also because not a lot of people like it, so it's still there, and I still check it, so like I said, both in the description. And I think that's it for today. Thank you all for being so patient. Nearly at 100 subscribers, and when we hit that, I have another long story I promised I'd do. Goodie. But until then, if you have any stories you'd like to suggest for when I'm finally done with Appy and all this other bullshit, you can leave them in the comments below. And I will see you all real soon.